Very nice.
对吧？
Coco Gauff recently disclosed that her admirers in China treat her better than anybody else in the world, giving her bespoke presents that demonstrate their genuine interest in her hobbies. China laid out the red carpet and made her feel appreciated, while the American media questioned every aspect of her during her rookie season. The detractors are presumably furious right now because of the stark contrast. Please leave a comment before we get started. Why does Coco Gauff need to travel to another nation to get the attention and admiration she merits? Let's discuss what Coco Gauff truly said, because the details show how she has been treated around the globe. Coco was questioned about what makes the best impression when she plays in Beijing during an interview at the China Open. Her answer had nothing to do with the facilities, the prize money, or the level of competition. It was the fans, she claimed. She specifically stated that she always leaves China with more gifts than the previous year. She stated, and this is crucial, "I receive more gifts here in Beijing than at any other tournament. Not in the United States, not at Grand Slams, not at major competitions in Europe or China. She feels most valued and appreciated there, both personally and as an athlete."
The fans, I think. Every year I come here and I always leave with more gifts.
Oh, it's for me?
Yes.
Oh, so nice. Thank you.
In no other tournament I get as many gifts as I do here in Beijing. So I think the fans always leave the best impression for me, and they really study like what the things I like. So I think that's why it feels a bit personal with it.
This is the portion, though, that truly hits in a new way. Chinese fans are quite interested in what I enjoy, according to Coco, ensuring that their presents feel unique rather than impersonal. Take a moment to consider what that means. Her hobbies, preferences, and personality outside of tennis are being observed by Chinese fans. They're making an effort to express gratitude in ways that are very meaningful to her. In the meantime, during her early career in America, a considerable percentage of the media and fans questioned if she was overhyped, whether her success was authentic, and whether she earned her ranking. For those who wish to pretend that American sports culture treats its athletes properly, the contrast could not be more striking or unsettling. Warning: since acknowledging the issue would include admitting there is a problem, that introspection seldom occurs. Coco's remark that presents feel a little personal in China highlights something that was probably not meant but merits further investigation. Genuine connections are made when fans take the time to find out what you enjoy, what is important to you, and what makes you happy, and then offer you gifts that reflect that knowledge. It conveys, "I see you as a whole person, not just an athlete performing for my entertainment." That has significance that transcends the monetary value of any present. It's actually rather depressing to consider that Coco feels that connection more strongly in China than in her native nation. Let's talk about what was going on in America when Chinese admirers were researching Coco's interests in order to provide her with considerate presents. Think pieces regarding whether she was prepared for the pressure of being highly ranked were being written by the American tennis media. People questioned her ability to bounce back from setbacks in the commentary sections. Every game became a vote on social media about whether she was worthy of being named with tennis greats. At the age of 19 or 20, she accomplished things that most athletes never do in their entire careers. And rather than jubilation, a significant segment of American tennis society responded with skepticism and criticism. Although gifts are a material sign of gratitude, Coco's treatment in China goes beyond that. It has to do with respect. Chinese admirers don't always wonder if she deserves her achievement. They aren't making disparaging comparisons between her and other athletes. Every match isn't being used as an opportunity to demonstrate her elite status. They're just expressing their admiration for her excellence in considerate and intimate ways. Athletes deserve that. The fact that she must fly to the opposite side of the globe to regularly obtain it is also absurd.
Settings like this on TV and movies, I don't know, it's really cool to be here in person. Yeah, it smells good. I don't usually like tea, but I usually like a lot of sugar in it, you know? I finished mine fast. I really liked it. I'm the hostess now. Want some tea, Maria? I already have a full cup, but so good.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
I've never been to China before, so it's really cool to experience these different things, and I appreciate the Chinese people and the people of the courtyard for allowing me to be a part of this experience.
Well, Chinese fans are just really enthusiastic about tennis, or Asian fans are known for giving gifts to celebrities, is an inevitable response from some individuals. Indeed, cultural context is important in this situation, but let's not act as though that's the complete story. In particular, Coco claimed that she receives more gifts in Beijing than at any other competition. She performs throughout Australia, Europe, and other Asian countries. Beijing is unique. Chinese fans are unique, and Coco made clear that this is due to the unique, intimate character of their admiration. This goes beyond just cultural zeal. This is a sincere, considerate acknowledgement of her personal identity. Given how frequently American sports media and fans discuss backing our athletes and American patriotism when it comes to foreign competition, the irony of this situation is especially stark. When Coco was dealing with persistent criticism and doubt in the early stages of her career, where was all that pride and support? Where was the careful recognition of her achievements? Where were the individuals researching her interests and expressing gratitude in a meaningful manner? They were too preoccupied with considering whether she could withstand pressure, whether her status was exaggerated, or whether she was mentally tough enough. While Americans were busy disparaging an American athlete, Chinese supporters seemed to be the ones who were genuinely rooting for her. This trend is not limited to Coco. Despite being hailed as one of the best athletes of all time, Serena Williams endured decades of bigotry, disdain, and scrutiny in American tennis. Naomi Osaka, who represented Japan but was mainly raised in America, experienced cruel criticism from American fans and media, which exacerbated her mental health issues. The best gymnast of all time, Simone Biles, faced criticism for putting her mental health first during the Olympics. There is consistency in the pattern. Black female athletes are exceptionally successful. America reacts with skepticism and disapproval. Fans from other countries express genuine gratitude. Americans, therefore, become perplexed as to why these athletes don't experience greater domestic support. From a commercial and marketing standpoint, Coco's disclosure to Chinese admirers is particularly intriguing. China is undoubtedly a huge market for sports companies, and she is a Nike athlete with significant sponsorship arrangements. She is more important as a marketing presence in China since she has such a close personal relationship with Chinese followers. In the meantime, the American tennis elite questioned her validity for so long that it might have made her less marketable domestically. Astute business plan, without a doubt. Nothing promotes the growth of the sport more than consistently denigrating your young talents till they feel more valued abroad. The specific statement that fans research my interests is especially interesting since it shows a degree of care and attention that goes much beyond simple adoration. These aren't folks who only show up to watch tennis and then move on from the players. These are followers who watch social media, pay attention to interviews, learn about personalities and hobbies, and then use that information to craft heartfelt expressions of gratitude. Every athlete ought to have that level of fan interaction. To be honest, it's embarrassing that Coco needs to travel to China to regularly obtain it. Let's also discuss the implications of this for the general state of American tennis culture. In America, racial and socioeconomic relations in tennis have always been complex. In the past, the sport has been linked to privilege, wealth, and involvement from mostly white people. The tennis establishment is forced to confront its own prejudices when players like the Williams sisters and Coco Gauff attain enormous success. Rather than joy, the reaction to that challenge has often been opposition, doubt, and criticism.
Chinese tennis fans may just enjoy greatness without the difficult background getting in the way, because they don't have the same historical baggage with race in American tennis. It's also important to consider the date of Coco's remarks. During a time when she was playing some of the best tennis of her career, she made these remarks after winning the China Open. She felt good about her game, was successful, and exuded confidence. When asked what makes the best impression in that triumphant moment, she responded that she feels cherished and liked by Chinese fans in ways that she doesn't encounter elsewhere. That's not a casual remark. That's a significant statement about where she feels most appreciated and supported as an athlete in person. Because Coco's remarks expose an uncomfortable reality, the haters mentioned in the title are likely having a hard time with them. None of the criticism, doubts about her credibility and mental toughness were genuinely intended to support her or be constructively critical. It was all negativity. Additionally, Coco received greater appreciation and support in China than she did from sizable segments of American tennis society. For someone who spent time disparaging her while pretending to be interested in American tennis, that's not a good look. What this signifies for the globalization of tennis and sports in general is another aspect worth considering. Athletes now have more choices over where to base themselves, which tournaments to emphasize, and which areas to concentrate on developing their brands. Decisions on where to spend time, which sponsors to engage with, and how to invest energy and resources are all impacted if Coco feels more valued and supported in China than in America. It is becoming more and more out of date to assume that American athletes will automatically favor American markets and American fans, particularly when those American fans and media outlets treat them worse than international audiences. Because it demonstrates a degree of regard for her humanity, it is also important to highlight how personal the gifts Coco highlighted were. She is more than just a robot that plays tennis for amusement. She is an individual with likes, dislikes, preferences, and interests. Chinese admirers are aware of this and express gratitude in manners that reflect her complete humanity. In contrast, American sports media frequently views athletes as entertainment items or commodities rather than as human beings. Understandably, Coco recognizes and values the former more than she puts up with the latter, given the obvious differences. This circumstance also demonstrates how athlete-fan interactions have evolved due to social media and global connectedness. In ways that weren't feasible decades ago, Chinese admirers can now follow Coco on social media, watch her interviews, discover her hobbies, and interact with her personally. They're using that access to establish sincere relationships and thoughtfully express gratitude. Meanwhile, some American fans use the same access to disparage, question, and criticize. The same resources and data are available to both groups. Their decisions regarding how to use them vary greatly. It's also noteworthy that Coco explicitly said that this pattern intensifies every year she visits Beijing. It's not an isolated incident or an anomaly.